Hello, Don here, and this is a different kind of top anime video, where instead of a top 5 or a top 10, I made it into a top 8 because I can. This video, as you already know, is about the Sword Art Online arcs that I have either watched and or read. And I'm only doing like the main arcs, aka I'm not including progressive. And I had to have completed them. That is something else. I have to have completed them, whether from reading them or watching them. I originally was thinking of making it a tier kind of list, but decided to stick to the top blank video idea. Before I get into it, like I said, I'm only doing arcs that I have actually completed. So Untitled Ring, I'm not including in this video, except for right now, but I'm not including it because obviously I haven't finished it and it's not even over, so I don't think it's over yet. So without further ado, let us begin with the rest of the list. Number 8 at the bottom of the list is Fairy Dance. We all know that this is probably the most disliked, shall we say, and for a good reason. However, if you've stopped watching SAO because of it, then you're probably missing out on a hell of a lot more of great moments that come after it. So once you get past this arc, it's all uphill from there. Number 7, Aincrad. Now I know that people might hate me for putting this so low, but with how many times I've rewatched this specific arc, there are moments that I just didn't enjoy as much as later arcs, minus Fairy Dance, obviously. I know that if I included progressive, then I would probably rank it higher, but I'm not. It just doesn't hold up as well as I originally thought it would. Sorry, not sorry. Also, yeah, gotta include this part for Aincrad because there are one story in here that is included in the anime. Number 6, Caliber. Okay, I know people are gonna be upset that I put this one above Aincrad, and this is actually where the actual story comes from. It's the early and late volume 8 novel is where the Caliber story comes from. And I know y'all are gonna be upset that I put that above Aincrad, especially since it was such a short arc, even in the novel here. But there are just so many great interactions between all the characters, and we get to see Aelo Alfheim Sinon for the first time. And don't forget the "it's a trap" meme. That's I don't know. I just really like that meme. Number 5, Mother's Rosario. This one right here with Yuki and Asuna. Here. This arc is the first one, not including anything from progressive, with Asuna at the forefront of the story. So you get to experience things from her point of view and learn more about her relationship with her mother. I just love how emotional this arc was able to be with such a short amount of episodes. And I just love Asuna's interactions with Yuki, despite the tragic end. Number 4 is Ordinal Scale. This is probably the only one that I haven't read because it wasn't based on a novel. However, it is now incorporated into the novels. In Unital Scale, they referenced what happens in Ordinal Scale. In Unital Ring, not Unital Scale. They mention what happens in Ordinal Scale. So technically, it is a canon arc. It just never had a actual novel that it was based off of. Though it does have a manga now, I think. I loved the slight change in art style with the characters, and I was kind of glad it stuck afterwards into the following, to the 3rd season. As for the story, I was a bit skeptical at first, but ended up really enjoying it, especially that last bit with them fighting the boss of Floor 100 in Aincrad. That gave a good bit of nostalgia. Also, the way they hyped up Season 3 after the credits was beautiful. Number 3, Phantom Bullet. This one was one of my top favorites. It's number 3, obviously. One of my favorite arcs because it introduced Sinon, one of my favorite characters. I wouldn't say enjoyed, I found interesting of Sinon and her background of her fear of guns and how she was trying to overcome that throughout this entire arc, along with the throwback to Laughing Coffin, the the murder guild from Aincrad in like a remnant of that in Phantom Bullet, and it has these scenes of Kirito trying to face what he's done in the past in Aincrad of actually killing people, mainly people that were of Laughing Coffin, obviously, but he's still wasn't. He's upset that he forgot the names of the people he ended up killing. And they're just like a lot of emotional moments of all these different feelings in this arc. Number 2 is Moon Cradle. This is an arc that was kind of during the Alicization arc, but also it's hard to say. It's happened during the last moments of the Alicization arc, so it's hard to describe because it happened with that whole time speeding up thing in the underworld, but also like it's hard to describe like the setting for this because spoilers for Alicization. It takes place when Kirito and Asuna are stuck in the underworld after the limiter for like the time speeding up. I forgot what it's called, but it's during that time inside the underworld, or at least a portion of that time basically it's like the underworld after what happened with the war of the underworld, like picking up the pieces, trying to get everything together, but also new mysteries come up of like a mysterious murder, and like it's just a whole like you get more of like I think Kirito is not the main. You're not going from Kirito's point of view. You're going from I think Ronnie's point of view, I think. So I just really enjoyed being able to do another story, have another story in the underworld, like a what happened after they left kind of thing. And besides Ring, it was the most recent arc I read, so it's kind of like more fresh in my mind of all the others. Now we on to number 1, which you probably was able to see coming. This giant beast of an arc, the Alicization Arc. How it goes from just this, from like a farm-ish, like a little town, to a full-on war by the end. And honestly, the storytelling with this arc is probably is the best so far. I haven't read all of Ring yet, which again I plan to, but until then, Alicization is going to be my top number 1. Also, I just loved how long of a series that it made like season 3 like 4 quarters, like over like a couple years. Like the season for this took like 2 years to actually be done with the entire arc. I don't know. I just really love the Alicization arc. It's a hell of a read too. All the plot twists and I just really like it. So there is how I rank the main SAO arcs that I have read/watched to completion. How would you rank the ones you've read or watched? Let me know. If you enjoyed, then leave a like and check out some of my other videos while you're at it. Please subscribe and the bell to be notified of my future videos, and I hope you'll return for more. Bye-bye.